King Jewels is a Hong Kong-based jewelry manufacturing and trading company that produces and sells diamonds, pearls, and carat gems. The company's founder and chief executive is Mr. Chen, and who handed over the running of the company to his cousin, Mr. Li, in 2005. While he focused on expanding into international markets. At the end of 2005, the company's financial manager noticed some anomalies in the accounting records, such as the inventory imbalance, increased costs, and declining profits. She began investigating the issues and uncovered a series of improprieties, including Mr. Li and some senior staff had flash-fed shipping documents in order to receive kickbacks from suppliers, while also paying kickbacks to suppliers in exchange for contracts. Mr. Li and some senior employers manipulated accounting records to cover up their corporation and exploited gaps in the company's internal controls. Mr. Li and some senior employers used inferior gemstones to cut costs and sacrifice product quality. There were complex professional and personal relationships between Mr. Li and some senior employers, such as extramarital affairs, relatives, friendships, which affected their work ethics and judgment. I think the financial manager, faced with a difficult decision, decided to expose the unisthetic behavior of Li and other involved to Mr. Chen and provided evidence. Upon learning the truth, Mr. Chen immediately fired Mr. Li and other involved and reported the case to Hong Kong's Independent Commission Against Corruption. He has also taken steps to improve corporate governance and internal controls, such as establishing an adult committee, strengthen oversight of suppliers, and improving ethics training for employers. In my opinion, the central problem of this case is that the company lacks effective corporate governance and internal control. Mr. Li and other senior employers have no professional ethics, and the financial manager has his own moral choices. There are two moral sources: utilitarianism and tautology, to elevate the morality of different options. Here is my options. The first option is the financial manager exposes the unisthetic behavior of Mr. Li and others to Mr. Chen and provides evidence. The second option is the financial manager presents her findings to Mr. Li and asks him to correct his mistakes and stop his unisthetic behavior. The third option is the finance manager stays quiet and looks for other job opportunities. The last one is the financial manager will report the provide evidence against the unisthetic conduct of Mr. Li and others to the Hong Kong Independent Commission Against Corruption. According to the above plans, I think the first plan is the best one for this case because it conforms to the professional ethics and responsibility of the financial manager and can protect the interests and the reputation of the company. It reflects the professional obligations and the social justice of the financial manager, as well as the courage of the financial manager. As for the first plan, I think it can be effectively implemented by the following methods.
So at the first, the financial manager invited Mr. Chen for an interview and arranged all the time and the places. So during the interview, the second point is that during the interview, the financial manager were present and he will select the evidence and explaining his findings and stipulations to ask Mr. Chen to predict maybe a thorough investigation of his matter and ask Mr. Chen to improve the company's corporation's governance and internal controls. So prevent such indeeds from the happening again. And after Mr. Chen gave specific replies, he might ask Mr. Chen to make a time limited on the handling the events. We invited Mr. Chen to confirm the working progresses regularly, so as ensure that Mr. Chen has specifically in implementations. These games will affect of the problems because I think it can expose and stop the unusual behaviors for Mr. Lee and others to protect the interests and reputations of the companies and customers, restore the normal operations and the financial status of the companies. So as well as the punishment and prevent the recurrences of the improper behaviors. This game is aligned with the sociology of the obligations and the responsibilities of the financial managers as a professional and a citizen. So, as she is obligating the reports and any issues affecting the interests and reputations of the companies to the top managers of the company, as well as uphold the legal and issue standards of the community. So this proposal in the line is that the company's missions, so visions and values. As the company is committing to provide high quality jewelry products and service, as well as building long-term customer relationships, the company also values integrated the transparency and the accountabilities. So as well as the compliance of the relevant laws and the regulations. This proposal was in line with realities of the background, as the financial managers have gathering the sufficiencies of evidence to support their findings and analysis. So she was confident to Mr. Chen, which was honesty, and to the fair leader who would do all things thorough and matter and take the necessary and disciplining actions.